medal. What color medal do you want to win?
Gold.
Gold. I'll tell you how to win a gold medal. I'll even tell you what to say in your finish line interview. All right? So stand like this. Now, to qualify for this group, you have to be able to ski a blue trail well enough so you don't run into anybody else in the group, especially me. No collisions are allowed on the way down, all right? All right, now before we head down now, we have a professional photographer that can take pictures for the cover of Skiing Magazine if you want. Now, he's with sharpshooters, so if you want to get a picture taken at the sign here, we can do that, okay? All right.
Well, yeah, we have 2 ski groups I was already speaking with, and want to do their whole group with you if that's all right.
All right, where are they?
Well, we got one right here.
Right here.
Okay, let's turn around and...
I thought my friend Mike went for it.
All right, good. All right. And where are you from again? Oh, excellent. Sure, yeah.
Have you ever been there?
I've not been there, no.
Pretty little town.
I've heard it is, and it's like a great place to live, kind of like Steamboat.
It is.
Yeah.
Smaller, actually.
This year, but I just don't have the money for racing anymore.
It gets expensive, is right. Until you get on the U.S. ski team, and then you...
Get it fun.
Well, folks, on the way down now, what we'll do is stop every couple hundred yards, and everybody comes in at the same time. So you want to make sure and slow down way before you get to the group. Because if you run into somebody after I said this, you're going to be very embarrassed. Okay, so we don't want any collisions on the way down. Here's how to avoid collisions. Keep your feet apart so you got good balance. Keep your knees bent, you can absorb any little bumps. But especially keep your hands out. If you're standing like this looking at the view, prepare to clean your goggles off. You're going to be upside down a lot. Stand here like this, you're on your way to the Olympics.
So it's not like holding a tray, it's wider
It's
apart?
whatever's comfortable.
Okay.
Like, here's how you can tell if you're doing it right when you're skiing. If you're skiing down the hill and you got a big smile on your face, you're doing it right. Okay? You don't have to do any of the stuff I'm telling you. All I'm telling you is how the best skiers in the world ski. And they all ski the same way. Exactly the same way. Men and women, Americans, Austrians, Australians, bump skiers, downhill racers, they all ski in this position. You don't need to ski in this position. Only do it if you don't like cleaning your goggles off all the time. Or if you don't want to be drinking hot chocolate at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because you're too tired to ski. If you ski with your hands in your pockets, you're exhausted at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The way you stand will affect the way you ski. Now you're going along in this position, and now you want to turn. Pole plant is just a flick of your wrist, and that starts your turn for you. So remember, it's always your downhill pole. So reach down and plant your pole, that starts your turn for you, okay? So as I said now, we're going to stop every few hundred yards. If you've got any questions, holler them out. Otherwise, I'm just going to load you up with information on the way down, okay? All right, remember, no collisions. And here we go on our way to the Olympics, all right? give up on your ski racing, here's what you want to do. Race NASCAR. You might qualify for the national finals. They're in Winter Park.
All right.
You can save your money by snow shoveling to go to Winter Park for the national finals. Okay? Because you're skiing really well. All right, so how's everybody doing?
Great.
No collisions. You're doing great. Feet apart, knees bent, hands up. Now watch the Olympic skiers around the starting gate. They practice their pole plant over and over again. Beginners don't. Beginners stand like this. Beginners get a suntan in the starting gate, and beginners are upside down. So stand like this, practice your pole plant, and then once you push off, forget about technique. It'll take care of itself if you're standing in this position. If you're not, you got about 3 or 4 things to remember. And I'm going to give you another 10 or 15 things to remember. You can't remember all that stuff in the Olympics. You're too busy thinking about your finish line interview. No, don't think about your finish line interview until you get to the finish line. Otherwise, you may not have to do a finish line interview. So stand in this position and practice your pole plant. Once you push off, forget about everything but your pole plant. Now, a couple mistakes you can make with your pole plant. If you plant your pole right out beside you and you ski by your pole, your hand drags your hip and shoulder back, and now you're sitting back too far. Here's another mistake you can make. If you plant your pole too much out in front of you, look what it does to your chest and shoulders. Your chest and shoulders face back uphill. Do that in the Olympics, kiss your gold medal goodbye, it's gone. So where do you plant your pole? Downhill and forward from your feet. You can even draw a line on the snow, about a 45-degree angle line that goes downhill and forward from your feet. Reach along that line to plant your pole. How far? Well, the steeper it is, the icier it is, the farther along that line you want to reach to plant your pole. And once you plant your pole, don't let your pole plant take your hand back. You want to just touch your pole to the snow, and the snow takes the tip of your pole back, not your hand back. And now you're skiing just like Bodie, Ted Ligety, and Lindsay, and Julia, and your pole plants are just like this. All right, so let's see if it works.